The people's voice. How often have we heard that throughout human history? The people must have a voice. But they don't, do they? The voice that we hear constantly is that of the authorities, the establishment, governments, and increasingly today, corporations. The people's voice, silence. We want to redress that balance big time with a global television and radio station broadcasting out of London 24/7. The information and the background and the opinions that the mainstream media won't touch. We want reporters in press conferences asking the questions that the mainstream media wouldn't dream of asking, in fact would be terrified of asking. We want to be breaking the stories and covering the stories and giving a platform to people whose views would never be touched by the mainstream media. This is the opportunity for the people to have their say like never before. When I say the people's voice, I'm not just talking about phone-ins and interviews and that side of the content. I'm talking about giving a platform, for instance, to bands and other musicians that the corporations and the mainstream media won't touch. In terms of content, it's not just the political side and conspiracy, it's also health, it's also the nature of reality. I mean, the potential, once you have that amount of airtime without censorship, where you can go, what you can cover, is just limited only by imagination. The idea for the television and radio station came for two reasons, both very much connected. First of all, the increasing lockdown and censorship by the mainstream media in terms of what they will cover and how they will cover it. And at the same time, interest worldwide in the kind of subjects that I cover has just exploded. We had a massive event at the Wembley Arena in London, both in the thousands that came to the arena itself and in the huge audience worldwide that watch live on the internet. Clearly, the interest is there, clearly the need is there, and that's what we're responding to. When I started out in the early 1990s, my books were published by other publishers, and then I reached a point in uncovering information and they started to run. They said to us, take this out, don't say that. Can we cut that? And I said no. And so we were left with the alternative of not publishing at all or publishing ourselves. And we started a publishing company. It was a cardboard box on the kitchen table, which carried the orders, not many in those days, the invoices and all that stuff. You could get the whole company in a cardboard box. You can't do that today, but still the team is small and totally committed to what we're doing. Here's the great Linda, who has been here from the start, my rock. This is Jamie, my son. My other son Gareth and my daughter Kerry are involved as well. There's also Jodie, she's not here, she does a fantastic job. And this is Sean, webmaster, producer, filmmaker, absolutely crucial to what we do. And this radio and television station will take us onto a much bigger level in terms of size, in terms of what we can do. But the attitude, integrity, we will not be silenced, that will remain the same. Apart from the fantastic commitment that we're making in time and effort to make this happen, there are very large financial costs involved in setting up a radio and television station to broadcast worldwide every day from scratch, which is what we're doing. And the £100,000 that we're looking for over the next 30 days will pay for those costs to get us on air, and also the costs of staff and other financial commitments that will keep us on air in the first few months until the advertising revenue kicks in and the whole thing becomes self-sufficient. That's what your money will be paying for. And if we get more than the 100,000, the more over that we get, the bigger the station can be, the more that we can do from the first day. and the more effective we can be in giving the people a voice. So that's the dream. Now we need to turn it into reality. The people can have a voice, and we are committed in time and effort and everything that we can do to make that happen. But we need the people's support for the people's voice to be heard. So if you can support us, we can make this figure in the next 30 days. The people's voice can be on air only months from now. We can do this, and we can do this quickly with your support.